Teacher, my name is Chiang Panyabot and I'm gonna talk about Cambodia.
1. Introduction. Cambodia is a Southeast Asian country located on the Indo-Chinese Peninsula, bordering Thailand, Laos, and Vietnam. With a coastline on the Gulf of Thailand, it is known for its iconic Angkor Wat Temple complex, and the country is dominated by the Mekong River with the Leh Sap Lake, with a mostly flat terrain and mountainous area in the north and southwest. Cambodia has a population of approximately 17 million people. Its capital and largest city is Phnom Penh, which serves as the political, economic, and cultural center of the country. Language. The official language is Khmer, spoken by most of the population. French and English are also understood, especially in business and tourism. Religion. About 90% of Cambodian practices Buddhism, which deeply influenced the country's cultural and tradition.
Next, we will be learning about Cambodians' historical background. Economic history pre-1975. Before 1975, Cambodians' economy was largely undeveloped, heavily reliant on agriculture, particularly rice cultivation and rubber production, with minimal industrial output, making it vulnerable to fluctuations in global market prices and weather conditions. Next is the impact of the Khmer Rouge. The Khmer Rouge regime led by Pol Pot ruled Cambodia from 1975 to 1979, with the goal of creating a classless, agrarian society. This radical transformation had a catastrophic impact on the country's economy, leading to widespread destruction and long-term consequences. The Khmer Rouge radical policies destroyed Cambodia's economic foundation, leading to famine, poverty, and near the total collapse of its economy. The country faced a long and difficult path to recovery after the regime's fall. Post-conflict recovery from 1980s to 1990s. After the fall of the Khmer Rouge in 1979, the Cambodia faced the immense challenge of rebuilding its shattered economy. It was marked by economic reforms, international support, and efforts to restore peace and stability. Cambodians' recovery from the 1980s to the 1990s transformed the country from a war-torn nation to a growing, market-based economy. While significant progress was made, ongoing reforms were needed to address development challenges and promote sustainable growth. Lastly, transition to a market economy, 1990s. Cambodia's transition to a market economy that began after the decades of conflicts and tragedy. Cambodia were able to achieve key milestones including the 1991 Paris Peace Accords and the 1993 Constitution that embraced a market-oriented company. The country privatized state-owned enterprises, attracted foreign investments, and joined the World Trade Organization in 2004, boosting trade and economic growth.
Let's move on to number 3, macroeconomic overview. As you can see, the GDP growth trends in the column from year to year and its past 20 years. And the GDP composition of agriculture, industry, services. And GDP composition of Cambodia is 1. Agriculture of 17.08%, 2. Industry 40.52%, and lastly, number 3, so services 36.15%. And Cambodia economic is an open market base and has seen rapid growth in recent years. However, the country's income per capita is still low compared to its neighbor. And let's talk about inflation, currency, and monetary policy. Inflation management. The NBC aims to keep inflation at an annual average below 5%, a level considered appropriate for developing countries. As of December 2024, Cambodia's inflation rate was 3.5%, up from 1.99% in November 2024. Currency and exchange rate. Policy. Cambodia operates a dual currency system with both the Cambodia Rial, as we call KHR, Khmer Rial, and US dollar, USD. In circulation, The NBC managed the exchange rate to ensure stability, which is crucial for economic confidence. And for the monetary policy instruments, the NBC employs various tools to implement monetary policy, including 3. Number 1, reserve requirements, adjusting the proportion of deposits that bank must hold in reserve. 2. Market operation, buying or selling government securities to influence money supply. 3. Lastly, interest rate policy, setting benchmark interest rates to guide economic activity. And let's move on to the next topic, fiscal policy and budget. Government revenue trends. In 2023, the budgetary central government (BGC) collected nearly $6.2 billion in domestic revenue, achieving over 96% of the annual budget loss target. Government expenditure trends. Total government expenditures in 2023 reached nearly $7.4 billion. And fiscal balance. The fiscal balance for 2023 indicates a budget deficit with expenditures $7.4 billion, surpassing revenues $6.2 billion. This underscores the importance of prudent fiscal management to ensure long-term economic stability. And in summary, Cambodia's fiscal policy reflects a trajectory of increasing government spending, necessitating effective revenue, general and fiscal discipline to maintain economic balance. And lastly, of our topic is poverty reduction and Human Development Index. HDI progress in 1,990. Cambodia's HDI was only 0.501, indicating low human development. And by 2023, Cambodia's HDI had increased to 0.600, indicating medium human development. Cambodia's HDI has increased by 56.9% since 1990. And poverty reduction. Cambodia's multi-dimensional poverty index (MPI) fell from 0.17 from 2014 to 0.07 in 2021 to 2022. The incidence of poverty dropped from about 37% to 17%. This means that multi-dimensional poverty was half in 7.5 years. We'll move on to number 4, key economic sectors. Agriculture sectors. Agriculture is the key driver of Cambodia's economy, providing food security and jobs. Fisheries. Agriculture is a key driver of Cambodia's economy, providing food security and jobs. 1. A cornerstone of Cambodia's rural economy. 2. Provides around 80% of the animal protein in the Cambodian diet. 3. Freshwater and marine fisheries employ over 3 million people. And also rubber. Number 1, a major industrial crop in Cambodia. 2. One of the main agricultural exports from Cambodia. And the most important is rice. Number 1, the main crop in Cambodia and the primary food source for the most Cambodians. Around half of Cambodians' agriculture GDP comes from rice. And 3, the majority of Cambodia's cultivate land is used for rice. The main rice regions are around the Mekong and Tonle Sap. And one more topic is manufacturing industry. The garment and textile industry is the backbone of Cambodia's manufacturing sector, contributing significantly to the economy through employment, exports, and industrial growth. The garment and the textile sector is the pillar of Cambodia's manufacturing industry, driving economic growth and employment. However, addressing challenges like raw material dependence, labor conditions, and sustainability is crucial for long-term competitiveness. And move on to the next other topic is construction and real estate. Cambodia has experienced rapid construction and real estate growth, driven by urbanization, foreign investment, and infrastructure expansion. Phnom Penh, Sihanoukville, and Siem Reap are the main hubs for development. Cambodia's construction and real estate sectors are key drivers of economic growth, attracting local and international instruments. The modernization to reshape the country's landscape, making it an emerging hub for business and tourism. And the next part is tourism industry. Angkor Wat is a major tourist attraction in Cambodia, and tourism is a key driver of Cambodian economy. Ecotourism is also growing in population in Cambodia, such as Angkor Wat. In 2019, Angkor Wat drew about 2.2 million international tourists. The Angkor temples were designed by a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1992. The architecture and layout of Angkor are a testament to the Khmer Empire's social order and ranking. However, the overcrowding has raised concern about the environment and the social cultural impact on Angkor. Ecotourism. Ecotourism in Cambodia includes activities in the countryside and learning about the country's unique flora and fauna. The Karnataka Mountains are a popular destination for nature lovers, with rare species like the Indo-Chinese tiger and Asian elephant. Eco Lodge in the area offer guided hikes. And the last part is tourism in Cambodia. Tourism is a key driver of Cambodia's economy, creating jobs, boosting the GDP, and promoting cultural exchange. Other popular tourist destinations include coastal areas and mountain areas. The tourism industry includes companies and organizations that offer service to tourists, such as transportation, accommodation, entertainment, and shopping. And we'll talk about banking and financial services. Cambodia's banking and financial service sector is modernizing quickly, driven by digital banking, fintech innovations, and government initiatives. Despite challenges, the industry is set for continued growth, financial inclusion, and investment opportunities in the coming years. And we'll talk about structure of the banking sector. And Cambodia's banking industry is regulated by the National Bank of Cambodia (NBC) and consists of 1. Commercial banks. 58 banks offer a wide range of bank services, including deposit, loans, and international transfer. Notable banks: Acelita Bank, Canada Bank, and ABA Bank. 2. Specialized bank. 9 banks. Focus on specific financial services such as housing and agricultural loans. 3. Microfinance institutions, MFI, and there's 87 of it. Provide a small loan to rural and underserved population. Examples of AMK, Brasa, and Hatta Bank. And lastly, number 4, fintech and digital banks. Mobile banking and e-wallet services like Bakong, Wing, PayPay, and True Monies are expanded financial accessibility. Emerging digital economy. Cambodia is experiencing a rapidly growing digital economy with significant development in e-commerce, mobile payments, and online services. E-commerce dominance. Online shopping is a major driver of Cambodia's digital economy, with a large portion of digital revenue coming from e-commerce platforms. Mobile penetration. High smartphone usage is facilitating the adoption of digital services and payment. And move on to the last one, digital government initiatives. The Cambodian government has implemented a digital economy and society policy framework to promote digital adoption across sectors. And energy sector, renewable energy and hydropower, renewable energy initiatives. The Cambodian government has set ambitious targets to diversify its energy mix and reduce reliance on fossil fuels by 2030. The goal is for 55% of electricity generation to come from hydropower and 10% from other renewable sources, including 6.5% from biomass and 3.5% from solar energy. And about the hydropower projects, hydropower remains a cornerstone of Cambodia's renewable energy strategy. Notable projects include 1. Power Season 2 hydropower station. Completed in late 2018, this facility is located on the Sesan River in northeastern Cambodia with total installed capacity of approximately 400 MW. It accounts for about 20% of the country's total installed capacity. Tatai River Hydropower Dam. This project has faced scrutiny over environmental impacts and transparency. Concerns include potential displacement of communities and ecological disruptions.
On the fifth topic, we will be discussing about the key economic challenges in Cambodia. First is the income inequality and poverty gaps. In Cambodia, income inequality and poverty gaps are significantly larger in rural areas compared to urban areas. Key points about this are higher rural poverty, income gap, access to services, and agriculture dependence. First is higher rural poverty. A large majority of Cambodia's poor population lives in the rural areas, with poverty rates considerably higher in rural communities compared to urban centers. Next is income gap. On average, rural household income is significantly lower than urban household income, often only reaching about 60% of the urban level. The third is access to services. Lack of access to quality education, healthcare, and infrastructure in rural areas contribute to lower income levels. And lastly is agriculture dependence. Most rural population rely heavily on agriculture, which can be susceptible to weather fluctuations and the market volatility impacting income stability. The next topic is governance issue and corruption. Corruption remains a pervasive issue in Cambodia, deeply embedded within its political and economic system. Despite governmental efforts to address the problem, significant challenges persist, undermining governance and development. Transparency International's 2023 Corruptions Perception Index ranked Cambodians 158 out of the 180th country, with a score of 22 out of 100, indicating a high perception of public sector corruption. Corrupt practices are prevalent in various sectors, including public services, law enforcement, and the judiciary. Citizens often encounter demands for bribes in everyday situations, such as obtaining medical service or dealing with traffic violations. Next is the infrastructure deficiencies in Cambodia. such as poor road quality. Many roads are poorly maintained and have potholes, especially in areas with heavy traffic. Poor road networks in rural areas can make roads impassable during the rainy season. Water and sanitation issues. Water access. Many people lack access to safe drinking water. Sanitation. Many people lack access to sanitation services. And other infrastructure issues include solid waste management. Many people lack access to solid waste management services. And lastly is drainage. Drainage ditches and bridges are often destroyed during the rainy season. Last but not least is the environmental concerns and climate vulnerability. Environmental concerns. First is deforestation. Extensive logging and land conversion for agriculture have led to substantial forest loss. Second is land degradation. Unsustainable farming practices and over-exploitation of land resources have resulted in reduced soil fertility. Third is water pollution. Industrial discharges and inadequate waste management have contaminated water bodies, posing risks to aquatic life and human health. Fourth is the urban pollution. Rapid urbanization has output infrastructure development, leading to air and water pollution, as well as challenges in solid waste management. Now we're going to be talking about climate vulnerability. One is increasing temperatures. Rising global temperatures are making the hot season more intense. Second is irregular rainfall. Unpredictable monsoon patterns are causing droughts and flooding. Third is coastal and riverine risk. Sea level rise and upstream dam construction impact water flow in the Mekong River, affecting agriculture and fisheries.
6. Government policies and economics. National Strategic Development Plan. The National Strategic Development Plan (NSDP) of Cambodia serves as a long-term framework to guide the country's growth and development. Vision of Cambodia NSDP. The vision of Cambodia NSDP focuses on creating a prosperous, inclusive, and sustainable society. It seeks to build a competitive innovation nation that ensures economic growth, benefits all citizens, promote social equity, and safeguard the environment. Industrial Development Industry. The Cambodia Industrial Development Policy (IDP) 2015 to 2025 was introduced to drive economic diversification, enhance productivity, and strengthen Cambodia's global competitiveness. The policy seeks to transition Cambodia from a labor-intensive economy reliant on garment manufacturing to a more diversified industrial base with a higher value production. Cambodia Industrial Development Policy (IDP) aims to promote the country's industrial sector by focusing on attracting foreign direct investment (FDI), developing special economic zones (SEZs), strengthening small and medium enterprise (SMEs), improving infrastructure, and enhancing skill development, with a primary goal of increasing the industrial sector's contributing to the GDP by diversifying export products and improving reform in the financial sectors. Cambodia financial sector reform have included establishing a two-tier banking system, improving tax administration, and increasing access to financial services. Example, banking. A two-tier banking system was established. The number of banks and microfinance ATM increased. The national banks and commercial banks promoted digital and mobile banking. Financial inclusion. The National Financial Inclusion Strategy 2019 to 2025 was developed. The strategy aims to increase access to formal financial services. The strategy aims to reduce financial exclusion of women. Taxation. The Ministry of Economy and Finance launched the Public Finance Managing Reform Program in 2004. Tax revenue administration was strengthened. Budget preparation and management process were improved. Non-custom tax barrier eliminated. The tax system was reviewed and modified to attract more investment. Sustainable Development Goals. Cambodia has adopted and localized the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) into its own framework known as Cambodian Sustainable Development Goals (CSDGs) 2016 to 2030. These goals serve as a roadmap for the country's economic, social, and environmental development, ensuring sustainable growth and poverty reduction. Thank you for listening to our presentation.